Let's just keep it a buck. All right.
And we're back with another episode of Keep It a Buck podcast, episode 51.
51. We getting closer and closer to that full year for y'all, yo.
Yeah, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe before we start. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
We got some things on the way. Just want to let y'all know again. Please like, share, and subscribe. We got some things on the way for you guys. So we've had like a not much of a drop off, but like a slight stall in like our YouTube. We haven't been posting as much content as we're used to, but that's just because we are cooking up to be able to bring you guys better and even more content than we already are providing for you guys. So stay tuned for the more content, and we appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us. And stay tuned for the journey, yo. I promise you, we're gonna bring some one educational, but two some entertaining content. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you. Started off. I'm
sir.
Keeks. You can follow me at GSFK860. That's the Game Speed page on Instagram. That's free training for the kids in the community. So again, make sure y'all follow.
This your boy Coop. You can follow me at Coop_1988 on most platforms.
Oh, fun fact about the Game Speed page, and I've been trying to get better at like delegating because I do a lot. So I've been trying to get better at like taking stuff out of my hands and like letting other people handle certain things. Adiana runs the Game Speed page for Instagram and for TikTok, so shout out to her because she's been doing a great job, yo. Coop's been sending me messages like, yo, I know you ain't making this content. So I think that's just
AD, man.
for real, bro. That's just a testament to the work that she's doing and the time she's putting into it. So shout out AD, yo.
You can see the art. I was like, all right, AD. I was like, yo,
that's what
happens.
That's what happens when you take like yourself out of it. Because I'm more focused on like the basketball, trying to make sure we're delivering good basketball like tips and stuff. And I don't want to be corny, but she'll get into the creative mindset and actually do the research and say like, all right, I don't know much about basketball, so let me do the research. And then she'll do the research for a brand that is doing well, and it's just like, yeah, let's get this idea, let's try this. So being able to accept help is very important. So make sure that you guys can, and make sure that you guys can accept criticism, because that's a big thing, and it always helps when you're trying to move forward and get better at something. So again, shout out AD. And my voice is so raspy right now. I need to get over this.
Shout out AD.
Shout out AD, yo.
Get over what?
Nothing. I'm not sick. I just,
all right, man. Yo, man.
Yo. I don't know why. Jeez, I need some tea or something. That's my problem. I ain't been drinking my tea. Told y'all before, I used to drink that tea. That thing used to have me coming in here.
Shout outs. First and foremost, shout out to Bank at 12, man.
First and foremost, shout out to Bank at 12.
Yes, sir.
Yo. Mike and Lourdes, they are great people to have conversations with if you ever want to come down here and get a drink. And I promise you, they're the type of bartenders and type of bar owners to keep you here for as long as you want to be and make you sure you come back. So that's always their big thing. As long as we can get them in the door, we'll make sure we keep them here. So make sure y'all come down and get a drink at the Bank at 12, y'all.
I want to give a shout out to teachers, man. I don't think we said that enough, especially in the fact that we in the line of the school. Shouts out to teachers, man.
Big shout out to teachers, yo.
Especially the ones who care and give they all. It's been a long year. It's almost here. Summertime is almost here, man.
Yes,
I appreciate everybody who gives chances to kids every single day.
Yes. Especially being out of the school system now. Even when I was there, it was still a big appreciation. But again, being out of the school system, I love your passion for. I love all of your passion for teaching, your passion for like giving back to the kids, and like Coop said, like you guys make sure that you guys give these kids chances, because you guys know like a lot of their stories aren't the best stories to come from or the best backgrounds to come from. So you guys give these kids chances, and it's appreciated that you guys just give your all and give your passion into the community. Some of you guys are from this community and give back to it. Some of you guys aren't from this community and give back to it. So anybody who does, teachers, mentors, coaches, we appreciate you all. We appreciate you all because each one teach one, and no
Safety
matter
team.
exactly, no matter what anybody thinks about any other coach or any other mentor or teacher, they're affecting somebody. And that one person they're affecting and affecting positively can go on and affect numerous other people. So shout out to every single teacher, coach, mentor, whatever you guys are doing, parents, all you guys, to be able to pour back into the communities. It's very important, and it's never overlooked. Honestly, we need to do shout outs to community givers a lot more often.
That's a big thing.
Oh, shout out Coach Majors. And I forgot, I missed out on this a couple weeks ago. Coach Majors got the rec center named after him, as he freaking should.
Well, that's dope.
But shout out Coach Majors for getting the rec center in New London named after him. He is an embodiment of New London, and he's one of those people that you grow up and they're very stern when you're at a young age because they want you to form into being the best that you can be. So they want they want you to be disciplined. So he's stern, and he doesn't seem like the nicest guy when you're growing up. And honestly, I know I might be the same way, but he always cared and was always around. And when you get to like be more of a peer rather than like somebody that he has to like knock over the head and tell you to like get in the right place and call you a knucklehead, he is the funniest dude in the world. And honestly, that's how I felt about Coach Parker. That's why I wanted him on here, being able to see him as more of a peer and rather than a coach that he has to like delegate. They're funny. They're more than what everybody just puts out there because of the roles that they had. And I just appreciate Coach Majors, Coach Parker, Lou Allen, Coach Roman. I could go on for days with the amount of people that have affected my life and numerous lives in this community. But we definitely need to do more shout outs of community leaders as well. Shout out all of you guys, yo, for real.
And kids need to understand. Now, there's some people who have it out for you. You know, you got coaches or teachers who are mean in a malicious way. But most of these teachers that's in these states of mind of stern and hard on you, man, the world ain't gonna take it easy on you. Hey, man, once you turn to 18, man, people don't feel sorry for you no more. That kid age is gone. You an adult now. So you gonna have to answer. So sometimes it sucks. For certain communities, we feel like we got to grow up faster than other communities, but it's the reality we live in. And sometimes you got to look at that sternness as saying being prepared.
And again, it might seem like harsh or annoying when you're young, but they explain to you though. Like Lou Allen was one of my mentors when I was first out of high school. He helped me, and I helped him establish the Alumni Association with Jason and Clayton and Juanita Austin as well, and a few other people. But we established that, and he always was just there to just guide me and teach me, and always was very firm with that magnet school because we were one of the first classes to be the full 4 years through it. He was very firm with that magnet school and not playing when it comes to like people picking up behind themselves in the magnet school. So firm example, kid would litter or something, he would get on that kid and like tell that kid like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, if you don't do this at your house, if you don't do this anywhere else, or like in some place that you care about, you shouldn't be doing that here. Like, this is how we need to treat the places that give back to us. We need to treat them properly. And again, that it could be seeming annoying from a kid that's getting the lecture, but it's necessary. And that's the type of things Coach Majors used to do. Used to get on us about throwing, making sure the bottles are picked up in Benny Dover after rec games, making sure we're not cursing while there's a whole bunch of parents around and a whole bunch of other kids around during rec games. And that's the things that people used to try to get mad at him for. And we ultimately see when we get older that that stuff is needed, because those, 1,000%. If it's let get away, then those things eventually happen. Those become adults that do the same thing. So if you have these kids that are sitting here littering everywhere, not caring, and then nobody's saying anything to them and not trying to teach them how to take care of something that's theirs, then they'll become adults to do it. You have kids that are cussing in front of little kids, and then just not minding their language around other people's kids and stuff. They'll become adults that do it if nobody's checking it. So these men and these women in our communities that check us and make sure we are doing what we got to do, they are so important, and they're not to be overlooked. Those are our everyday superheroes. Those are our celebrities. Forget all that bullshit that they be saying about all the celebrities online, bro. They are great in their own right, and I respect that. But at the same time, the celebrities and the superheroes in our communities are the ones that are here every day and making sure they're giving back and not caring about the recognition that comes along with it. So shout out you all, for real. Shout out. And honestly, that'll go into the keep it a buck question for the day. We'll just have that because that was a little bit long-winded. Yeah, that'll be the keep it a buck question for the day, and then we'll just get straight into sports. Laptop died, but that's why I knew I was going to take a picture of it. It's going to be on point. All right, first for sports for the day. We got Jason Tatum's injury.
Sad news, man.
Does this injury and this loss in the playoffs, does this end the run of the Celtics team that has been doing well for the last few years? Is their run over?
No, they're too young to say that. I would say no, it's too young to say that. But also the fact is, they still have some fight in them right now. Jaylen Brown is still a star. Derek White is like coming along like crazy. It sucks that Porzingis' injury keeps messing him up. And the fact is they tore apart New York Knicks the last game. So in my opinion, I would say that it's not over, man. We got a long time to go. And if anybody knows, man, Knicks have a black horse or black cat. Not a black horse, a black cat in that system, man. Shouts out to the Knicks fan. I know y'all excited. I got my whole family. I got a whole huge family in New York. Some of them Knicks fans. Some of them hate New York Knicks because it's a heartbreak. It's a heartbreak when it comes to New York Knicks, man. So I would say they still in a dogfight. I think we will see what will come of it in regards to the Knicks and Celtics game. What will come of it? If they see that Jaylen Brown can carry the team and carry the torch, even if they get past the Knicks, that should show them some type of push to next year, to whereas Tatum could come back later in the year, hopefully by playoff time. And come on, man, East is probably the easiest conference. So we know they can make a good push towards the 5th or 6th seed. I don't think they're done for. They're too young to be done for in this game. So,
I mean, I feel like that's a little bit difficult with the way everything's been panning out.
It's crazy.
Cassius, we thought, had a completely ridiculous take.
Yes.
And his take gets more and more realistic every single day.
It does.
Talking about
Crazy.
Cooper Flag or one of the number one picks in the next couple years coming to Boston because they're not doing well. And I'm just like, yo, how can you say that? They're just coming off the championship. They're doing well. You haven't even hit the playoffs yet. And then, boom, everything starts to fall. But also, I see something as well on why the Celtics are not the team that that they can play like. I think it's more than basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
First
I'm
of all,
not,
I never was up on Celtics too much. Y'all was.
Oh no, I really was, and I still am.
Y'all was.
I still am. I still am about their team, and that's why I think that is bigger than basketball. Jaylen Brown has been going out with different people that do what people might call conspiracy theories, and people that do quote unquote conscious talk. And he's been talking about some of the things that he experiences in the NBA, some of the things that he knows of, and just ways to combat some of the things and to combat some of these situations, right? The NBA is like part of the target that he's talking about trying to combat. So it's like working for Apple and then going out on a podcast and saying, yeah, Apple be doing some bullshit when it comes. They be leaking your privacy. They be doing this. They be doing that. And I'm going to try to combat Apple while working for Apple. So I feel like it's tough for and again, we all know the NBA. Basketball is basketball, but if you don't want a team in the championship, the NBA is not going to have the team in the championship. We all know that, right? But it's hard to say that, and I can't even do you call the NBA wrong for it? Because you're an employee of me and you're shitting on the company that is paying you. But at the same time, Jaylen Brown is speaking his truth. He's not able to speak his truth when we are a free speech country. It's just like, which side of the coin do you really want to tend to? Which side do you really want to take? But I can see why on both sides
that this is happening.
Yeah.
And that is the end of an era.
Yeah.
You talk about the tandem, or you're just talking about Celtics run? These are two different things too. Also,
both.
You think it's the end of a run?
Both. You're not gonna get a team back like both. They're talking about shipping Drew Holiday out of there. You're talking about shipping Drew Holiday out of there. One of the pieces that made them a championship contender and championship winner to begin with. So you're talking about shipping that piece out along with Jaylen Brown, a Finals MVP. Like, dog, like this is not. That's not. And then you're gonna get it for a number one pick that isn't guaranteed.
Let's get a correction. They're not saying. We're saying that Drew Holiday. Have you seen reports of the Celtics is in the look for that trade? I mean, that's something that we.
But who are they sending out though? Who are they sending out of value?
If they do in contact with Mavericks.
With anybody of value, who are they sending out?
Definitely. If they looking, we don't know if Celtics is looking to find somebody, but if they are looking, Drew Holiday is on that.
And that's what I'm saying.
I believe both of them.
I don't see how the Celtics plan on winning. All that rebuilding, everybody loves the rebuilding shit, bro.
I don't think it's the rebuild. If they get Cooper Flag, Tatum comes back, you get some, let's say, middle of the pack point guard.
First of all, just gonna middle of the pack point guard.
Yeah,
stop it.
I think it's the West. I mean, it's the East.
You cannot have a middle of the pack point guard unless he's an elite defender and he is a great 3-point shooter.
I won't say great.
He has to be.
He's a good,
decent. He has to be at least decent because Derek White is a very good 3-point shooter.
And he's going crazy.
Drew Holiday is a decent 3-point shooter. But he is a strap up like top 2 defenders.
I would say he could guard 1 through 4. Crazy.
Exactly. So that makes it a big difference.
Yeah, that part does make it a difference. I don't think it's a big downslide because I think even if they lose Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday, I think they'll still be in the middle of the pack of the East.
Al Horford's time is done. Now you got to find somebody to replace Al Horford, that person coming off the bench that is that filler. He gets a whole bunch of rebounds.
Pacheco is not bad. Pacheco is starting to become himself right now. And you could get some pieces. It's not like you could get Cooper Flag and some pieces.
You had the thing about it is this is the NBA and all sports are like perfect fit things when it comes to these like NBA and NFL teams. You don't come across these teams, especially not in the same organization. You don't come across these teams multiple times in a short span of time. That's what I'm trying to get at. They're not going to go back to winning now. There's not teams that have had championship caliber teams and then just say, okay, we're going to dismantle this shit and then go right back to winning. Like the only teams have been what? Even the Lakers with Kobe, it took them a while to get back. Their last championship was 2003 with Kobe, and then not their last championship, but yeah, with Shaq. And then the next time Kobe won it was 2009. No, Celtics won it 2009. Last time he won it was 10. He won it 9, 10, and 10, 11.
My thing is that's not bad. I mean, that's not a bad gap.
Not a bad gap
that's
at all.
That's not too bad. In sports world, that's not a bad gap. You won 2 in the same decade.
But you think that's how it's going to work out for her?
I just feel like
and
the
Tatum
East
only
is not
got
that
one,
great.
and they only got one championship right now. It's not even like you're rebuilding off of multiple championships. You're trying to rebuild off after one championship and a whole bunch of Eastern Conference Finals appearances and one other championship appearance.
I don't know.
We can get on though.
I just think that it won't be that downslide. It's a downslide. They still gonna make the playoffs. I guarantee you they'll still make the playoffs every single year. And I know what you're gonna say. What good is the playoffs when you're not getting it when it doesn't come to a championship? You know what I'm saying? I get it. Cool. But I think they'll still be without Jaylen Brown and without Drew Holiday. If they get Cooper Flag, that's not too far for a drop off from a Jaylen Brown. It's not. It's not too bad. So it's not too bad. So
it's not, but it's the pieces though. Like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are good and were good, and they were good when they first got there. Even with Kyrie, they were good and they got better. They were irresponsible with Kyrie, but they got better and they got more mature. The thing that made them a championship caliber team and the thing that made them a championship team were the pieces that they built around them. Yes. Like shipping Marcus Smart out for Drew Holiday, getting Porzingis, having like the backups in Pritchard and Derek White. All those pieces were very important. Al Horford. Like those pieces were important. You can have the Cooper Flag in Jason Tatum or the AJ DeBonste in Jason Tatum. You have to build around it though. And also one of these dudes have to accept being number 2. Because Brown is okay with being number 2. These other dudes have to accept it too. Cooper Flag wasn't number 2 and Cooper Flag hasn't been a number 2 in I don't know how long. And AJ DeBonste hasn't been a number 2 in I don't know how long either.
Well, some of these people coming into the league, I mean, he's
kind of got to know that,
right?
Right?
He's a phenom, so I can't even say him. But most of the time, you coming into the league, you're not going to be a 1. You're not going to be a 1 unless you know what I'm saying. You one of those high profile like a Cooper Flag, what they call a once in a generation talent, but. I just think that is not that big of a fallout. I think they'll still see dominance in the East because, I mean, the East is uprising a little bit. Disappointed in Cleveland. You know them bad boys is young and looking well.
We can get right into that. What is the difference maker in Indiana? Because them boys are running right now, and I'll get started with that. My dad pointed this out to me like right before the playoffs started. He's like, yo, yeah, I remember they had that wing that was injured last year, and they still made a deep run into the playoffs, and he was a very vital part of their offense and their defense. He plays defense, guards multiple positions, and then on offense, he shoots the 3, and then he's a very good slasher as well. Name is dropping out of my head right now, but he seems to be being the difference maker for them. And honestly, my dad kind of called that at the beginning of the playoffs. He said Indiana ain't gonna be the team that y'all think they are, and I kind of
Is it Nemhard?
Yes, it's Nemhard. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, they're playing well, and I really think they might be the real deal. That's the I know I said
That's
this
nobody
before.
called. Nobody called the
Yeah,
Pacers.
and I know I said this before. They had they were the team that didn't get better, and not realizing and not taking into accountability that we didn't even see them at full power last year because they had one of their main players injured, and they were still deep into the playoffs and playing very well. So, yeah, man, they look like they're the real deal, bro. The Cavs were not no sleaze of a team, even though the Cavs didn't have much of a bench, but they weren't they had some good stars, and they had a very lengthy team, and they had good they had fast guards. And then they had good like 3-point shooting too, so they were a tough team to beat. But yeah, Indiana, they look like the real deal, man. They look like the real deal.
This goes without saying, Halliburton.
Yeah, he's a given.
He took it to heart about, because they voted him the most overrated player.
Oh yeah.
So he's taking that.
Yeah, he be talking crazy now.
He's taking that to heart. And
I don't blame him neither.
He's taking out the big boys right now. He's taking out Cleveland. Who did they have before this? It was easy work last series though. It was easy work last series, so I ain't gonna say that. But to beat Cleveland like they did, that was nasty work.
I don't even know who they beat last series.
That was nasty work.
It was bad.
I think it wasn't the Bulls.
It might have been the Bulls.
It was the Bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was nasty
That
work.
shit wasn't even close.
No, that one wasn't close. It was nasty work what they did to Cleveland. I don't think nobody expected that. I know they didn't have Garland, but they had enough to. They should have had enough to beat. I can't even say that because they 4-1 them. That's the gentleman's sweep. You know who I really like? I like Miles Turner.
I've always liked his game.
I like the way his game is. I think Miles Turner for me is the X factor. When he's hitting, and he could guard 1 through 4, 1 through 5. Well, I'll say 2 through 5.
Yeah,
I'll say 2 through 5.
He's a big man that can move, and he can guard a 2 for a little bit if he wants.
Post up.
He's not that big that you're just gonna get the switch on and be happy about that shit.
So I like Siakam is a big piece. Siakam is a huge piece. So I'm shocked. I think that the world is a. I mean, I think the NBA world is see this as a shocker, but it's lining up for one of the historical rivalries in the NBA for New York Knicks and Pacers. They do not like each other. They do not like each other. History tell. But you think that this is a storyline that they're creating? Because this is where I see this.
I just want y'all. Honestly, the storyline part. Ask me that question for the stock market portion. That's when you got. Ask me that question for the stock market portion because it plays exactly way into what I'm gonna say.
All right.
I was literally just thinking about you. I was about to say, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it for the whole stocks and crypto because it plays all into that.
All right.
Bet next. Can the New York Knicks win a championship? They've taken down the previous champions. Is this something that's real? Something that could possibly happen? Will New York burn the U.S. down?
Oh, yo, I know everybody has been seeing what the hell.
This is why y'all can't win shit. I'm going to start with that. This is why y'all can't win shit. Y'all be acting a damn fool when y'all win, yo.
Just the dubs right now, and they're not even in the conference final.
You got people saying F Tatum, F Tatum's Achilles. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy.
Yo, New York fans,
bro,
are the most savage fans.
They could not.
Yeah,
y'all would not leave TD Arena Y'all would not leave the Boston Celtics arena. They had to kick y'all out the arena after winning, bro. Y'all better hope. Y'all better win it.
You better.
At that, y'all with all this bullshit, y'all better win it. Please, dog. Cause
I was talking to Cuz.
they talk about Cowboys fans, and I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
they talk about Cowboys
fans.
Well, this is crazy.
I don't know if they're not as wild as
this
Knicks
crazy.
Fans. I think Knicks fans are like, I don't know, they wild.
Bro.
They are wild, son.
Bro. Y'all got it, though.
They are wild, son.
But can they win it? Are they going to finish it, though?
No. And the reason why they say no, Spike Lee.
You keep saying that. They winning with Spike Lee there, though. Spike
Lee has to sit home, man.
They winning with Spike Lee, though.
Huh?
They winning with Spike Lee, though.
It's like the Cowboys. It's going to be at the highest point. It's going to be at the highest point till you feel like you can't get no higher. And then it's going to crash down on you.
Yeah.
No, man. Knicks fan. And my dad is a Knicks fan. And I know he's holding out hope. And he was like, I don't know if they're going to win. It's the older generation Knicks fan. It's the younger generation that's going crazy right now. The older generation is just like, I don't know yet.
They sitting there looking like,
yeah. It's just like I don't know if this is real yet, because they ready to go crazy. I know the older generation definitely ready to go crazy.
They waiting for this,
especially with the whole Ewing era and all that.
Oh yeah,
like the John Stark stuff, like that area. They waiting for this. They waiting for this. But no,
my uncle's a Knicks fan, so I already know they are ready.
I know he's
for
talking
this
junk
shit.
to your dad.
You know
right?
he is. Honestly, both of them freaking Phil and my uncle Dennis, bro. They're both.
Oh yeah, so say yeah,
bro.
I know they talking junk to your dad right now.
Hilarious.
And I know your dad can't wait for them to lose.
He can't wait. You know, my dad just sitting there quiet until they lose.
It's going to happen, man.
But are they they're not getting? So you think they're getting past the Pacers?
They getting past the Celtics.
Well, yeah, obviously.
They getting past the Pacers.
You think they're getting past the Pacers?
This is why it's hard to say, because this is something that the NBA would love to see, and this is the passing of the torch right now, because the Pacers and Knicks has such a historic rivalry at the highest point.
You think that's the highest point for them?
I think they want Ant to get this ring.
Yeah, I think the same.
I think they just to say here you go.
Ant with a ring this early, or
NBA,
or
not Shea.
Or
you want to know why I don't think they want Shea?
I don't think Shea get it.
You think?
You know,
I know.
You know me. You know.
You don't want. Okay, see the kid. I don't think they. I think they want an American-born star right now, because LeBron is about to be out. You're not going to get those big bucks with a Jokic. You're not going to get those big bucks with the Shea. And when it's American-born, it's something different. Like when there's an American-born heavyweight fighter, it's something different with the marketing to the money goes up. So I think if we're this year is about scripts in the NBA. I'm seeing a lot. It's something about the scripts right now. So I think they trying to push. He just came from the gold. Came with the gold medal.
But then you also got Jokic, who's a big person. Well,
Jokic is not marketable.
Jokic is not marketable, but you already got it. They already gave him a championship.
Yeah, but he's not marketable. Yeah. He's not marketable.
So
and is marketable.
I do like that. I do think I said this before. Yeah. I think if the Celtics lost, I said this when they were down 2-0 originally. If the Celtics lost, the Timberwolves were going to win the championship.
But you want to know also, But you want to also know too. Also,
they could match up. They match up well against them.
They gave Jokic the keys a little bit. So let me see what you're gonna do what you're gonna do with the keys. This man went straight was at the parade like, yo, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. And about 20 hours later, my man is with the sources. They was like, nah, we can't. We need you out here.
And gonna be outside.
And gonna be outside.
With the
hat
trophy. Turned sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he connects with the youth. So, and that's to bring in the youth. So, Jokic, they gave the keys to, and I don't think it was good enough.
Okay.
I think
definitely think.
I think, and Shea, when do you really hear? He's great. He's great in the fashion world, but where's he at as far as the NBA world? You really don't hear too much about Shea.
Shea is James Harden of the 2012 to like 20.
You think so?
15, 2016 area.
James Harden was in the strip clubs all the time. My bad.
First of all, James Harden used to be wilding in Houston.
That's what I'm saying. So
no, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about like real life getting buckets.
Oh no!
Like, real life getting buckets. His first year in Houston, he was wilding.
He was wilding.
He was wilding from the first time he stepped off the damn plane in Houston.
1,000%.
I think Shea is like Harden. I think he's a bucket getter, but I don't think. And honestly, bro, after I've been saying this. Just saw an interview with Kobe, and he was with T-Mac. Just talking about how James Harden is a very gifted scorer, and it's going to be hard to see scorers like that. Like, again, I'm comparing Shea to James Harden from them. Haven't really seen somebody that's like that creative with like getting a bucket by themselves. So he was saying that it would be tough for that brand of basketball to win a championship just because everything is centered and focused around one person, and if everything is centered and focused around one person, then it's kind of easy to key on. But I think it's the same thing for OKC Thunder, just as it was for Houston. And I know they would say Chris Paul was hurt in that playoffs, but bro, they've had opportunities. Chris Paul was there for more than 1 year, and they didn't win it. So hey, that's what I think though. I think that is just OKC is Houston. From those era, like Houston was a very good regular season team, and they would get deep into the playoffs, but it's just, and even they say like his brand of basketball is like what they would call what Harden used to do. They used to call it foul baiting. They say that Shea does the same thing.
Shea does the same thing, yeah.
So I feel like it's like the same way. And then also I used to say about the playoffs, Harden doesn't get those calls in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be the same thing for Shea, too. When it gets, like, really down to the nitty-gritty and he's going to be playing against, if they end up making it out this round and he plays against Ant Edwards and them, they're not going to be calling all that bum shit. Ant going to be in his shit. Ant going to be in there. And, bro, they not going to be calling that shit for him like that. So, I don't think OKC is championship.
That's going to be a great
now.
matchup. That's the series I want to see next right now is OKC. If OKC get past,
that's not going to be a good
Nuggets.
series, bro.
Oh my god.
It might be a decent series.
Oh my gosh.
I do not, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, so think about it like this.
I've been getting it.
Think about it like this. Timberwolves.
Yes.
Right. And I said this a little bit when Julius Randle first got there. Said the way forward, they'll be a very good team if Julius Randle buys in and knows that Ant is the man. Right?
Yes.
And he is. He knows that and knows that he's the second option and is still going to get his 20-something points and get his more than 10 to 12, 13 shots a game.
All right.
So Julius Randle is a power forward, bro, who can guard 1 through 5. Power forward that can guard 1 through 5, and he can shoot threes. He's a slasher, and he can pass the ball very well.
Can I get some pushback? You done said this.
He gonna move Chet right out the way.
Can I say something?
I said that about Aaron Gordon too.
You said about no. We could even go before that.
Who?
We were saying that about the Clippers when they was going against them.
Against who? They didn't play OKC.
Huh?
They didn't play. They played Denver.
They played
Denver.
Okay, they played Denver. Who they played before?
OKC played freaking Memphis first round, bro.
Oh yeah, that was a back season. But you said the Nuggets was going to do that to him.
That's what I thought though. That's genuinely what I thought.
Come on, there's not no player on that team like Jokic. As far as bigs, I think they can handle Randall. It's nobody like the top.
But there's also no guard on the Timberwolves, and there's also no guard on Denver like Ant Edwards. And if you say Jamal Murray is like Ant Edwards, we'll cancel in the pod right now. We'll end it right here, and I'll just take my daughter to tumbling.
I don't know.
We'll cancel the shit right here.
No. He said I was canceled. Nah, I was thinking. I don't think he was talking about OKC. I was like, well, are we forgetting Shea? But
No. Yeah.
Shea doesn't guard like.
Shea is like, but I'll give you that though. If you're saying like an electrifying scorer, like somebody that's gonna keep up a pace like Ant, I'll give you Shea, but not Murray.
Not Murray.
Not Murray.
Well, Murray is the leading scorer as far as the increase in the playoffs.
And I feel that. So,
but we gotta give him that. But
that's the scoring increase. These motherfuckers do it all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, that's the difference.
But when you got Jokic. When you got Jokic, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard when you got Jokic. He's the point guard for real.
You don't get a bucket, and that's what makes it even easier. If Jokic is the point guard and you're supposed to be the point guard, that means that you can get the ball where you want it rather than having to give everybody else the ball.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
should be an automatic 20.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't have no arguments on what you're saying right now.
Imagine Ant Edwards playing with Jokic.
I'm just saying, you said that the size.
Imagine Ant playing with.
And to bring up Randall, and they going against the best big right now, and doing it and doing enough of a good job to hold him to where he's at, because that man is tired.
Mm-hmm. But then they've also talked about Jokic and, just like you said, him being tired and how much usage he's had throughout the playoffs. They said him and Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon's usage was very high. They played over 40 minutes for the first 2 games of the series, bro. And one of those games was a freaking loss. You played 44 minutes and freaking lost. Like, I'm not saying that like it can't happen, but like for that, like, bro, like that's tough to do, and then come back out and try to do it again the next night and the next night. So I think they might be getting tired.
Mind you, for the viewers too, we're recording on a Thursday. They do play tonight.
Correct.
The series is 3-2 OKC. So about time this come out, we should know the results. Whether it's going to be a game 7. Game 7 should be probably going to be on a Sunday if it's possible. Mm-hmm. We don't know, but I feel like it's over tonight. It's in Denver, but I just think the fatigue is done for. I think the fatigue.
They've been very
Jokic, so
they're usage.
And then we get
crazy.
the class course, even though I don't know what kind of script you trying to write for OKC, but it's not working, good brother.
Hey, I'm gonna keep saying they're gonna lose until they lose. Honestly, but I didn't think they would lose the Memphis series.
You thought they was gonna lose to Denver.
I did, but not playing into consideration that they was like that Denver was gonna get this fatigued. Yeah, come on now. Like, Jokic is not that old. They have a team that's pretty much just as young as the OKC.
He need to condition himself, man.
So that's the thing. Like,
he doesn't condition himself very well.
Again, that's not. Again, not gonna say that's not my fault, but again, OKC being better conditioned, that plays a part.
Yeah, he needs to be conditioned.
And a part that I didn't consider. That's on me.
So, but okay. So we're seeing the clash course between.
Who's your championship?
Oh my fucking gosh, that's hard. You see the clash course of the youngest right now.
I got Timberwolves, Indiana. Timberwolves winning.
Damn, you did.
Timberwolves, Indiana. Timberwolves winning championship. Damn.
I think Timberwolves going to probably win the championship.
And I know we talk about like the Knicks folding at peaks, but let me just go through.
I think it's Timberwolves.
Let me just. I was just about to say, let me just go through this Knicks team real quick, bro. This Knicks team, you got the bigs in towns and stuff, bro. But you also got Anunoby, who is a great defender, and he be moving. He shoots the three. He's a slasher. He can pass, and he's strong and fast as shit.
He could go out the 1-5. He's the one that could go out the 1-5.
Literally, and he'll move your 5 out the way.
He'll
not
go
like
out the 1-5.
He'll move your 5 out the way.
He could go out the 1-5.
So I think they're a very special team, bro. And then they have scorers all around. Mikal Bridges. Obviously, they got Towns, Brunson, Josh Hart is another glue person.
You know who their downfall is? Brunson.
Why, defending wise?
No, it's not even defending wise. It's going to be the live and die by. He he's going to control LeBron. He's going to put up 25. He's going to put up his shots. Sometimes I was looking, I was like, yo, we're going to win this because if we allow him to do everything he wants to do and we don't let everybody else do what they are, we can win this one.
But then you're playing into Indiana thing then.
What, Indiana?
You're playing into what you're saying plays into Indiana winning because Indiana Halliburton will give you a bucket. They're tall, but Halliburton will give you a bucket. We all know that he's scored 40 points like multiple times, but he's also a facilitator first. He is a different type of scoring point guard than Jalen Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
And Jalen Brunson,
Siakam,
and even with Jalen Brunson's I would say stacked team around him, he still plays his offense kind of like Shea. Rather than Halliburton.
I seen my man dribble the air out of the basketball.
And people mad too, yo. I said that I made a post saying that he was like unguardable. I'm going at it with somebody. Somebody is mad about it. Like, what do you mean he's unguardable? Derek White isn't even guarding him, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, so who's he scoring on then? All right, so you're saying that he's scoring on Drew Holiday? Cool. You saying he's scoring on Jaylen Brown? That's cool.
What I said.
He's busting.
You pick your poison with Celtics. So
they said that he's not what was the word I said? I said that he's been I said he's been getting buckets or I forgot what I said, bro, but I said he's been getting buckets.
You pick on Celtics.
But yo, thank you. They're good.
Pritchard is not
a good defender as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
That's what I said, yo. I was like, yo, I said he's cooking.
Everybody.
He was like, you can't say he's cooking. You're glazing. I'm like, yo, first of all, if you're saying he's not cooking, you are hating.
Yeah, he's
gotta be hating.
He's 1,000%
I don't give a fuck who's guarding him. That man is cooking. Jalen Brunson is cooking. I don't care who you saying is guarding him, bro. If you saying that he's not cooking, you are hating. Plain and simple, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. He's getting buckets, bro. Game winners, multiple icing games. Come on, bro. Literally, if you want to see a motherfucker playing high level basketball and doing everything that y'all say when it comes to being clutch and taking all these big time shots and doing all this, that's exactly what he's doing.
The median will play out though.
That's exactly what he's doing though.
That's where I've said the live and die.
Live or die with him. Mm-hmm.
He's going. It's up here. That's what I'm saying. What the average will play out.
I feel that.
So I don't know if it's going to happen during this because he's been clutch. It's been crazy how clutch he's been. He is the clutch player of the year. I don't know when that average is going to drop because he's playing so good right now. Yeah. He's playing amazing right now.
And it's tough to say that
as far as scoring wise, he's playing amazing.
And the tough thing about that is for their team is if he's the focal point and has been the focal point, is going to be the focal point, if he doesn't play well, it's hard for somebody to be like, okay, yeah, I'll just step up when you haven't been taking this many shots. That's all. I feel you. I'm agreeing with you. I feel you. But I think it might be. I think Indiana Timberwolves win it.
I think for a better finals, I would like Timberwolves. I think you could. No, I would like Timberwolves because I like
they might put the
Knicks.
They would probably put the Knicks in there just for the hype and the ratings. And honestly, that goes
through the roof.
That goes straight. Yeah, I'm gonna switch my joint to Knicks. Yeah, I'm gonna switch my joint to Knicks and Timberwolves with the Timberwolves winning it.
Yeah, I got this.
But I'm gonna switch it to the Knicks, and that goes into the Ray Nexus for the day. Crypto and stocks. Disclaimer. Make sure that you do your own research. Do not invest in anything that I say without doing your own research and making sure that you check with a financial advisor. If you have one, if you don't have one and you need financial knowledge, go get a financial advisor and make sure that you seek knowledge from a financial professional. All right. But yeah, let's get into it. Things are going crazy right now, right? You got the Shedeur Sanders stuff. You got Tatum being hurt. You got LeBron knocked out the playoffs. You have the Knicks probably about to be in the championship. A new face of the league. There's a whole lot of everything going on right now, and usually when I feel like there's a whole lot of media and things shaking up and there's a whole lot of big news going out, I feel like that is when the market is either like going to fully shit so that it's a good time for people to buy in and people don't buy in, um, or when things are about to go up very high and people are not paying attention to great assets. So Bitcoin is back to 104, 103,000. Ethereum is back over 2,000. It was at 2,500. Solana was at 170 sometime. XRP $2.50. Nvidia went back over $115. Apple went back over and back around 200. Um, Stocks are going back up and cryptocurrencies are going back up. March and like early May are usually like downturn months. March and April are usually downturn months for the stock market. Um, but this is when things usually start to ramp up. And this is still the year that cryptocurrency is supposed to do very well. Again, when it comes to the halving, a year and a half after the halving, crypto is usually supposed to do well, and that doesn't mean that it just goes straight up. Even if it goes up and down, and the peaks usually outweigh the dips. So cryptocurrency is a thing that's supposed to be doing well for this year, and the stock market and cryptocurrency have been going. They used to be like inverse of each other, so when one was up the other one was down, but now as of like recent they've been moving closer and closer together. So with this cryptocurrency boom, you might see a good stock market boom into the middle of this year with like some of the bigger tech stocks. I know Microsoft has started to move, and then I know Nvidia again has sold all its chips for the year, so it's kind of like a waiting game for their stock to move. It's not it's obviously gonna move up and down, but it's kind of like I said, a waiting game for their stock to just go up. Again, that's not financial advice. Make sure you do your own research. And that's the Ray Nexus for the day. Top stock tip for the day would be to keep it simple. Keep it simple. You'll If you try to jump in the stock market or cryptocurrency and try to just win big as soon as you get in there, you'll probably lose your money and scare yourself out of ever going back to investing. But if you go in there and then just start like dollar cost averaging into things that people that are known to win, like dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, dollar cost averaging into something like Ethereum, dollar cost averaging into the Magnificent Seven of the stock market. That's like the Microsoft, Apple, Google, Netflix, those type of things. And you just start building your money and start seeing your shares that you have and start seeing the shares that you have grow. That'll get your feel for one, how the market moves and how your money works and how the money will be moving, but also that just builds your confidence in the market. And then once you start to see these things, that's when you start to find like the anomalies in the market and be like, okay, now I can take advantage of this. I know Microsoft usually goes up, and I know it goes up, but it took a 20% dip. Okay, let me take some money that I had on the side. Let me take some extra money now and go put it into the Microsoft dip because I've been following Microsoft and I have money in Microsoft and it's dip now. So it's on sale. Let me go put some money in. Like that's how your mind will start to think. So just time in the market is going to be very important, and then just making sure you find easy ways to take good amounts of money you have and start to dollar cost average into the market. Again, none of this is financial advice. Make sure you do your own research. But investing is important, and it's a thing that'll help you have more time in the future and be able to just be able to have more freedom in the future as well, as long as you do it properly. That is the Ray Nexus for the day. Coop, you got any advice for the Jits?
Nope.
Gave out all his advice in school today.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It'd
One of
be
my
like
guys did, and he was one of my hotheads, man. He came up. He was mad today. he was upset, so he started a little bit cursing at me. But it was toward. I had to stop it because they was going at each other, the two kids. So he started coming to him, so I kind of stopped him. But then he, started still cursing and stuff like that. My man, after 7 p.m. man, yo, Mr. Wiley, can I talk to you? Yo, my bad for cursing at you, man. That's all I could take, man. It takes a lot to apologize to somebody. So
No, it does.
especially at a young age. It's probably one of the hardest things, you know what I'm saying? So
Definitely is.
and as an adult, man, I hope you go to those kids and accept every apology they give you. No matter what, man. No matter what, how you feel about that person, no matter what they did to you. Well, I don't know, man. If they spit on you, I don't know. But my bad. I know I took that way to the left. But if they come to you with a sincere apology, man, please accept that, man, because you don't know by you declining what that would do to a kid. They probably will never do that again.
Mm.
So always accept the apology, man, from a kid
No,
as
I
they
can
grow.
respect that.
Now as an
definitely
adult,
respect
so you get a different answer probably. But
that.
as
That's
a
fact.
kid, man, you give them grace, as you say.
Always give them grace. I feel that. Learn how to take criticism. If you don't learn how to take criticism, it's going to be tough for you to grow. So please learn how to take criticism. If somebody says something about you or to you, try to actually think about what you actually do as a person and are used to doing as a person, and try to see like if you could actually get better from the situation. Some people are going to talk shit and just be a reflection of the things they hate about themselves, but some people and a lot of the things that people do say about people, they start and have merit from somewhere. So just take a look in the mirror, and I'm trying to do this more myself. Take a look in the mirror and just take some of the criticisms that people might say about you and just try to work on them, like legit criticisms that people have about you, like nothing that is nothing that's a reflection of anything that they feel about themselves. That's gonna be different. But if you have something that you need to work on, man, like your delivery or something, or just following up, or like me, I got to do a better job at like following up with people and making sure I'm following up in a timely manner, because I'll just go in the conversation and just be like, all right, bet I'll get back to them after I do this, and I'll end up not getting back to them. My manager at my job honestly told me, like, yeah, we gotta do a better job at following up with people, and I could make excuses for that. I could say I have this and this and I got all this on my plate, but at the end of the day, like, that's something I have to get better at, and that's something that I need to make sure that I tend to and make sure that I do. So learn how to take criticism, and there's nothing wrong with criticism, and there's nothing wrong with people having something to say about you. Somebody's always going to have something to say about you, but if you just think that everything everybody says is hating, then it's going to be tough for you to grow. All right. I think that was a smooth entry, smooth exit. All right, y'all. We appreciate everybody for coming through once again. Shout out the Bank at 12,
Shout out
y'all.
the Bank at 12.
And when in doubt,
Keep it a buck, baby.
Keep it a buck, y'all.